what's up, peeps? Y de lo mío. Sit down and take a seat. Que lo que? Siéntate. Fua, 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 fua. Lawrence and beyond. What's going on? Hey, hosting on this episode, como siempre, Majimbe. You already know. And today we got two special guests. Ooh, we got Nuri and Wes. Holla. Yo, what's good, guys?
What's up?
Chilling, man.
What up? This your boy.
Hey. And like, I'm just gonna go straight to the meat. You guys are very talented. I went to SoulNite, and Nuri, like, I knew you from, I mean, can I say what your job?
Yeah.
I knew you from being a waitress, you know, and doing a great job at it and stuff like that. And I never knew you had that voice in.
Really?
I never even.
Before SoulNite, you're saying?
Before SoulNite.
Word. Oh,
I didn't know. Even though there's people that make music and just don't have the live ability.
Mm.
You know, you were there throwing your notes, and it wasn't bad at all. It was like, what? You know, like people didn't even know. I was just like, yes, talent. You know, like, you know, it was beautiful. Not like Wes, I knew. I've seen you, Wes, in a different band, playing and stuff like that. Then, like, seeing you both, I didn't even know you guys were even friends.
Mm.
That's a homie.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I see Wes with his guitar, holding it down, holding it down.
Yeah, he's a real one, for sure.
Just there, it's like, all right, boom, I'm set up.
Yeah. Let's go.
You know, let's
about
go.
to happen, for sure.
And, like, let me start with you.
For sure.
What made you want to start singing?
Well, it's actually a long history. My mom, shout out to Mama Duke. She was actually at SoulNite. I shouted her out a bunch of times.
Yes, you did.
Everybody was talking to her. It was awesome. She put me in piano at the age of 4. Piano and ballet, which ballet isn't as relevant. But she threw me into piano at 4, and I had like a private teacher every Friday for 10 years. I took classical piano lessons.
You chiseled.
Yeah. So I read music. I'm not as like intense in classical, like I'm not intense as in playing piano as often.
Yeah.
But piano is the base of everything for me for music.
Okay.
So when I was about 12, I started finding out that I wanted to sing, and I had that ear already. Like I already had the melodies, like everything in my head, you know, to really like put forward what I wanted to do. So I started training myself through that. I had singing teachers. I had a couple like here and there, and then I did choir in high school.
Okay.
So at 12, I remember just deciding that I'm going to accompany myself on the piano.
Wow.
And I even remember my brother, shout out to my brother, he'd yell across the house, he'd like, shut the fuck up! Like, because I'm out here singing, like,
That's
Pink
support.
and Beyonce. Yeah. No, but I wasn't great. I sucked when I was 12. I had the tone, but I taught myself how to belt, like the yelling you heard me do.
Yeah.
It's not actually yelling, it's called belting. I learned how to belt. All those runs, I taught myself.
So you weren't born with the gift or something.
Okay, I know people say this whole shit on the news and like all this stuff. Oh, young, gifted, talented person who's been singing since the womb. Like that's bullshit.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that the voice is like anything else on your body is a muscle. You know, it's a muscle that you train.
Yeah.
So it's a muscle like a memory that you train. So like the things you hear like me do, that's something that I've trained my voice to do. And with practice, it gets easier to do. Like the guitar, for example. You know, like you can pick up melodies, you can pick up runs easier.
Yeah.
But that's solely from me practicing my ass off.
I see.
Yeah.
That's dope, you know, because it just almost sounds like you're like, yo, like a person that just had the gift. But I'm shocked that you're telling me you went to some training
For sure.
though. Like
it's
you know
gift,
your notes.
It's a gift, but it's a gift to others.
Yo, it really is.
I give to others.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. You know, and like Wes, with your instrument taking, how did you get into guitar playing? Because I know piano, it's a nice foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And like guitar, you take it to a different level with the dexterity.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And tell me a little bit about that one.
So I started off learning guitar in a church.
Okay.
A church that's actually like right around. It's on Essex Street. I don't remember the name of it.
Is it Jehovah's Witness Church?
No,
or the one in the corner?
No. It's the one next to TD Bank.
Oh, that you see that big line sometimes. That church is lit. Every morning has a big line.
Those are the homies. But I started off there when I was like 11 or 12, and then the dude there taught me. Yeah, it's always 12 is like the magical age.
Yeah.
The dude there started teaching me like chords, like all the basic stuff, and because I was always into rock. Like I always loved rock music. And I was like, yo, I want to learn how to play like all my favorite songs or whatever. He showed me all the chords. After a while, I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to do Christian rock music. Literally because of that, I went through like the whole internal dilemma, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna back out of these lessons, and I've been like self-taught since then. Okay. I took like 1 semester of music classes in NECO, which like helped me get a little more direction. But ever since then, I've just been like YouTube lessons.
YouTube, right?
Learning songs is like the easiest way to get better at guitar. Yeah. And yeah, just been playing since then. And
with guitar, I know it's like mandatory you have to touch it and do something with it. You just can't visually always see it. Like, okay, maybe I'll see a little bit of notes today, then tomorrow I'll try it. No. You need to be like...
You have to mess up.
And get the right noise. And adjusting a guitar. How do you adjust a guitar for your needs? Tuning.
Here's the thing, right? There's a lot of weird tunings out there. Like, the guitar is usually always in what's called standard, which is what, how I played on SoulNite and a bunch of other shows. But like some people will tune it, like they'll make the 3 strings on the top higher than the 3 strings on the bottom on some weird shit. So he's got to keep learning. He always just got to keep learning, yeah. I put a lot of videos on Instagram. A lot of those are like 50 takes before I get the one take that I actually like. Yeah.
I feel that one.
Yeah.
And weird question, do you have a favorite guitarist? Let's say a favorite American guitarist, because I want to throw you a name, and I'm just curious if you know.
Okay, I might know him, but my favorite guitar player, I don't know if he counts as American, because
it doesn't matter.
He's African. His name is Tosin Abasi, and right, so he's an African dude in a metal band, and he's like one of the greatest guitar players ever. Dude's a beast. Like this dude, 2-hand taps. He came up with a technique called thumping, where he like slap basses the guitar. It's ridiculous. This nigga's an animal.
I remember that.
Crazy.
I mean, guitarist. I like Renquinto Loco. Is a Dominican artist. He's been a whole bunch of bachatas and stuff like. He's just very, very obscure with the way of his guitarist. But American, I remember my friends. He actually started the guitar. He was self-taught too. Every day. Boom, boom, just messing up. And he taught me, and he showed me this guitarist named Buckethead. I don't know.
Buckethead's ridiculous.
You're the Buckethead. See, guys, I know you like guitar.
Buckethead's ridiculous, bro. Buckethead literally, he just rocks like a mask and a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket on his head.
Word.
He has wicked long hair.
Tall.
And I don't know if he has like 40 albums.
What?
I have one of his albums, but he has a lot of music. Yeah. And like, the thing about he was gifted with, he was like tall, right? But he has abnormal fingers.
Yeah.
So his guitar is custom made in a way he could play these strings. He could play this way that is just freakish because of how long his fingers are. He's good.
Yeah.
And he just has a freaking mask, and you just can't tell his emotion. And he's playing this music, and you just feel it.
He just plays like this super dark and weird shit.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what he looks like. Nobody knows. This nigga's walking the streets alone. It's just like chilling.
It's just like, things like that. And Nuri, who's your favorite singer though?
Right now, Yebba Smith.
Yebba Smith.
That's Yebba. That's actually her first name backwards, Abby. So she just made it Yebba. She, we have performed one of her songs together called My Mind. It's one of my favorite songs, like, ever. I think he'd agree it's one of his favorite songs to perform with me.
The song's amazing.
It's so good. It's really intense. It's just like, it's about heartbreak. But like the way she writes her music and the way she delivers her vocals, you can't really compare it to anything else. You know how people, like, when they hear music, they're like, oh, this is a SZA vibe. This is, like, a Daniel Caesar vibe. Okay. With Yebba, you're like, this is just a vibe I want to listen to. It's soul and it's gospel-like, but it's just, like, something you just want to hear and you just want to, like, go to sleep to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's more of a, it's not like a certain flow you could categorize.
No, you
It's
can't.
Like she's literally writing it, and it's all feelings, that's there and then.
One of her videos, one of her music videos is actually her singing live with a gospel choir behind her.
That's
like a live feed and everything.
Yeah,
Evergreen. Yeah. We've tried to do that song and we were gonna perform it at SoulNite, but it's not ready yet. We need more justice to put to it. We don't know how, but we'll figure it out.
It's a super emotional song, so you really have to like.
You need to really get into it and stuff like that.
But that's also like when it comes to our musical relationship. One thing that I really appreciate about Wes is that like mentally we both are very like honest to ourselves and each other about what we want to perform. And we're not just gonna sing a song or like put a song together and be like, but this is a song I wanted to do and like it's one of my favorites. It's like, this is a good song and it sounds good and it's going to appeal to everybody and it appeals to us.
And we play it well.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and then like when we have like this like the foundation of it, then we really break down the dynamics and then we focus on like certain parts of the song And I think that's something that like people notice as well. Like they see that we have a chemistry, even though we're not looking at each other. We are very in sync, and that's something that I love about performing.
Especially live, like with let's say minimal equipment. You guys did it up in that show.
Yeah, we fill up the room.
And I mean, like, I could tell there was people there, like they were just first comers of SoulNite, and they were swimming in your vibe. You know, and it was especially when you hit them notes. I'm here like doing this.
I saw you. I was looking at you. I was watching you, bro. I was watching you.
I'm like, yo, I was just shocked. I didn't know you had that in you. I was just shocked, and I'm like, yo.
I love that though.
Awesome,
I really love that. Like, you know how people like they're humble. Like I'm a humble person, but I'm not like unaware that I'm not the kind of person that's like, no, I suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know that I'm a talented person.
Yeah.
So when somebody's like, oh, you sing, I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah. Which is
what do you sing? Songs?
Oh my God! Oh, that night.
Whoa! What happened? Tell me about that.
So I was sick. I didn't have a voice that morning, right?
Yeah.
Just at the scene.
You did say that.
Yeah, I did. I said it at the beginning of a set. But I still pulled it through, and I'm glad we did because we almost didn't do it.
Yeah.
And he was really supportive the whole time, which was great. But 6 o'clock comes around, we're going to sound check, and this is when nobody's there, just the bartenders, just like cutting limes and prepping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'm singing tonight. I'm wondering if I can bring a kettle, like a kettle to like a water boiler to plug in. It makes sense
for the
later.
tea, bro.
For my tea, to make myself hot tea, bro.
Oh, okay.
Because my
You need your tea. Oh,
My
probably
throat.
sickness.
Yeah.
Situation.
I ended up bringing it, but like not using it because I brought tea in the security card for some reason. Anyways, that doesn't matter. So I'm talking to her and she's like helping me out and stuff, and she's talking to the owner or talking to her manager or whatever, and then I asked her for water, and they didn't have warm water. It's a bar, obviously, and I was like, yeah, room temperature. She's like, yeah, but it's cold in here, so it's cold. So anyway, so eventually she finally gets me the water, and she's pouring me tap water eventually because I'm not trying to pay for a bottle of water. And she was like, so what kind of songs? Wait, what kind of music do you sing? I said songs. Thank you. She goes, songs, and I was like, yeah, I'll be here tonight. You're working tonight. She goes, I'm here, aren't I? And I was like, yeah. In my head, I was like, oh, I probably said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But I was just like sick. I could barely talk at that point. I was trying to like vocal rest and like doing stuff. I was in sweatpants. I hadn't showered. I was just not feeling it. Yeah. And like later on, I wanted to apologize, but I didn't because I get mad people in there. But
yeah.
But like it was just one of those moments. You know, always looking at me. Like it's just one of those moments. You know, people are like, "What do you sing? Songs." Like, well, like, I just also like I feel like that's just a conversation starter, which I understand. Yeah. But as a musician, I guess I just like I found myself just getting annoyed that people.
You're also sick.
Quickly, I was sick, but I found myself just getting to a place where I'm like, just listen to it. Yeah. I told you I'm performing tonight, so just you know what I mean. Yeah. Not that I should expect people to read my mind. So like. I'm not, you know, she was coming from a fine place, but it's just funny, like, the situation was funny, and I was like, yo, bro, I think I pissed off the bartender. And then, like, she didn't want to serve me the whole night.
Like, damn.
Yeah, but she ended up having to, because her coworker was like, take care of her.
She'd be like, what do you want, a drink?
What do you want, a drink? I'll get you a drink. Yeah, no, dead ass. But,
yeah, I mean, you were sick.
Yeah.
You know, you were about to perform. The jitters might have hit you a little differently.
Yeah.
You couldn't get the right water.
Mm-hmm. I sound like one of those fucking, just like one of those celebrities. You know how, you know, there's a thing where celebrities, when they're being brought to like a show, Ellen DeGeneres, like being brought to like any of these talk shows or anything, in their dressing room, they have like there's a word for it. Like their request list of like snacks and things that they want.
Oh,
like warm towels, huh? What?
Writer? Is it called writer?
A writer.
A writer?
Our writer or writer?
A writer. I'm saying it's writer.
A writer.
So so that's what they call that phenomenon when
it's not a phenomenon. It's like when people, I guess, when people request certain things, they have a list of things that they and then like the people that work, the assistants that work in that place are gonna give you what you want. Yeah. So like I've heard things about like Mariah Carey, how she only wants like the green M&Ms. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that in her dressing room. You know what I mean? I heard that a long time ago. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's what I sound like. I feel like I'm just like lukewarm water with a lemon. I sing songs
on my kettle.
Yeah.
Everybody has a certain ritual before they start.
You know, for sure. I
mean, you guys saw me before I started the episode. I was running back and forth frantically, just trying to get things ready. And I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Especially, I mean, that was the situation that night. But
Yeah.
Guys, when did you guys make this partnership? Because I feel
Great question.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like new to me, but I'm not
it's new to
sure.
me too. We met this summer. We met this past summer.
Yeah.
So my best friend Day, she's a painter. She's a local artist.
I met Day.
She's awesome. She works with me at my job.
I'm sorry, Day. I met Day. We're supposed to link up, and I had a lot of busy things and stuff like that.
She's also very busy.
Okay.
So
Day's the best.
She doesn't take things personal because she's the
Okay.
same way.
Okay,
We all
I
are.
understand.
No, she's our people.
Continue.
She's dope. She wouldn't take it personal, is what I'm saying. But yeah, so Day and I had a studio on Island Street for a bit. And then at some point, she's known him since middle school?
High school.
Since high school.
I met her in like 2012.
Okay, yeah. So they've known each other for about 7 years now. And we'd had the studio for like 6 months at this point, and I've been trying to find new artists to perform with or practice with.
Yeah.
And then like in the middle of the summer, like maybe July, she sent me this profile. She goes, check him out. And in my head, I'm thinking it's this guy she just found. Apparently he's from Lawrence, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh, cool. And then I go on his profile, and I'm like, Day, what the fuck? Like, because on his Instagram is full of those videos.
Yeah, you
Those
just
50K
jamming,
videos.
jamming.
And, like,
yo.
I was like, this guy seems dope. And then I messaged him. I don't remember if I mentioned that a new day or something, but then we linked up like a week later, and he came to my studio. And we just like, we talked, and we figured out he's like 10 days older than me, 9 days older than me.
Yeah.
Like literally we're like, and our lives are so close. Like he went to middle school with my cousins. We've probably been in the same room at different times, you know what I mean? And it was crazy to me that like we've missed each other. We've had so many near misses, I feel. And we finally get together, and this fucking bitch Day, I love her, she's my best friend. But she waited like 5 months to be like, check this guy out. She's like, it's just one of those things, you know. I feel like I'm just like, I tell her after that point, I was like, if you have any musical like direction for me,
any thoughts?
Yeah,
Say something.
like,
throw it out there,
just
please.
literally send it my way.
Yeah.
Because we hit it off. We hit it off after that. We've gotten along so well, and turns out he's in a band with a guy I went to high school with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Really small city.
yeah, we all hang out, you know, we're all friends now, you know, and they're all musicians. It's dope, and we all jam out sometimes, and we just have like the similar mindset of like just musicianship that like I haven't really found locally. You know, like the idea of like the bicultural process of being Hispanic in America, you know, like having the Hispanic culture but also having American culture.
Yeah.
And being a musician with that.
Exactly.
And that's something that like is hard to find, but once you do find it, you're like, wow, we're in multitude, like we're here. You know, Day's a painter, and like we get along, but it's like it's not as much there because we don't like jam out together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you can. You know, it's either you're gonna paint together, or sing together, but you guys are each other's.
I mean, at the studio it was cool because I would practice and she'd paint to me singing, which was also a dope concept. Yeah. But it's really cool to be able to create, you know, with somebody that I identify with so closely. Yeah. And so we meet like almost on a weekly basis, especially if we have a performance. We're very like, you know, into that.
Yeah.
We're very strict about it.
A lot of like practicing.
And you know what's cool too? That instead of like some singers, they'll put a YouTube beat or a YouTube acoustic guitar or something. It's pretty cool having a guy that could slow up the tempo 0.2 seconds just to make sure it sounds a little better. You know, that is
a little
clutch.
Better, a lot better. It's actually crazy because I made a kind of like a vow to myself that I was done with instrumentals.
Yeah.
Instrumentals aren't bad.
No.
It's not bad. It's not bad to have a backing track. But I decided for my, like, in terms of my professional view of how I want to be as a musician going up and, like, progressing, I have this vision of myself only having live music. And I don't want to use instrumentals, unless they're my instrumentals, like, unless I produce them, you know? Or I have somebody produce them for me. So he's just great for that, you know?
And the thing is, as much as that might be for, like, the artist side of things, I also feel that for, like, the performer, not the performer, the audience side as well. Because, like, whenever I go to, like, I love SoulNite.
Yeah.
Right? SoulNite is, like, one of my favorite.
I've gone there. I get surprised.
I love, exactly, bro. You'll pull up.
People out there, yo.
You'll pull up. Some singers will bring musicians from, like,
shout out to Party Wolves.
City. Facts. Shout out Party Wolves.
Yo,
shout out
Billy, you're doing your thing, brother.
Sure, bro.
Word. And they'll bring in musicians from, like, out of Lawrence. And the best part is to sit there and be like, all right, this dude pulled up in like a fedora, a fedora with a jean jacket and a Gibson guitar. So now I'm like,
is it my boy?
Play, and I'll be telling boys, yo, did you see what that nigga played?
Yeah.
Like, there's that element, you know what I mean? You don't have that with a track.
Yeah, it's
And I
true.
get it that it's tough, you know, to actually like find those people.
Oh,
But
yeah.
once you find them and establish that and you practice, like events like that are just so much more fun.
It's not only just finding the musicians, it's actually like having like that connection as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, music is like having like that relationship with music is like very important to me, and I imagine it's important to Wes as well. That like you can't just be musicians, you have to have a certain understanding of each other personally.
Yeah.
And I mean that comes with it, you know, like we knew more about musically. I feel like we knew more about music with each other than we did about personal lives, and we've gotten into that, you know, as friends. But
And the thing is, you can't play with somebody you don't get along with.
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
You really
Exactly.
can't.
Nah,
You can try,
Exactly.
but it's not the same.
It's not gonna work, or it's
No.
just straight work, and it feels like work. It's like
Yeah.
you coming into
Oh,
work,
yeah.
I have to
Oh.
jam
I
out.
gotta play with this
Ah,
nigga
it
again.
doesn't- I get excited when I see
Never a
this.
right time to say goodbye, head
Yeah. No, it's dope. That's so true. We get along really well. Like if we fuck up in the middle of a song, we'll just keep going, and then later on be like, "Yo, you fucked that shit up," and he's like, "Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll do it again."
And we're college students, right?
We are, yeah, full time.
You're a full-time student. You're a straight A student.
Haha, nah, I passed.
okay.
I mean, this last semester I killed it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah. But like life is hard, and I mean, I work 30 hours a week, like,
I mean,
and I'm trying to make it on music. Like, come on.
exactly. You guys are going to school full time.
Mhm.
You guys are literally have your money
Dude's
income.
in a whole ass band.
Whole ass band, and somehow we were able to like invest in our hobbies and stuff like that.
in our craft.
And I tell people, just how you believe in that dream about getting that college degree, you should believe in your own dream. Like,
Bro.
spend a little bit, even if it's borrowed or through a bank or something,
Yeah.
and get yourself started too. Because if that little degree doesn't do nothing for you, at
Yeah.
least plan C will.
And vice versa. Well, also, you just said this before we started up. Like, if you're gonna spend $4,000 on your tuition to go to school, you might as well spend $4,000 on
Yourself, whatever it is you
your
want to do.
equipment, what
Or
you
what you
gotta
wanna
do,
do,
what you
like-
want to do.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're both, if not, the craft is more important, you know? Because
Exactly.
if you go to school and you're unhappy and you're saving your money for what? Save money, for sure. Be smart. Pero, like, you know what I mean? Like, take care of that. Take care of what you want.
So guys, I understand, school and working is to, it takes a lot of time for people, but there's guys who are saying, you could really, whatever it is that you're into, invest in your hobbies, man. Invest
For
in your
sure.
hobbies.
For sure.
We all deserve a little bit of happiness, man, and like it pays off if you believe on it too.
Fact.
It
really does.
And
You have to trust the process.
and also I just got so many odd thoughts that I want to talk about that I don't know how to bring it up. But Nuri, how does it feel being a female? Not that I'm calling you a female, because I don't know what people identify themselves these days.
Yeah, female's not the way to go. Human being.
How human being that most people see as a female and
Yeah,
doing
word.
what you do.
Word.
How do you feel about that shit? Like,
I mean, okay. So one thing I will say, as a quote woman, like, and I use air quotes because I don't necessarily identify fully as woman. I identify as non-binary.
They?
No, they them.
They them.
They them.
Okay,
I don't know
I'm
if
learning
it's
these
easier.
things.
Yeah. No, Z is a pronoun,
Yeah.
but I go for they them. She her's also cool. But
She her sounds badass.
she her yeah she her are my pronouns. I mean she her they them whatever.
It's like she squared.
She squared.
I'm on math, I'm sorry.
All right, so I mean, as a woman in this industry, when it comes to music, it's almost understood. You know what I mean? Personally, from my experience, I think that as a woman, I have to have more chops to get where I want to go, because it's always common for a girl to pick up singing. Whereas, no offense to any dudes out there that sing, but I feel like when guys are out here singing, they don't need as much rawness. They don't need as much as that, because they have the look. If they have like the whole
lyrics.
persona, like that's also an industry. Don't get me wrong. Like
Oh, yeah,
like it's mostly like for me. I don't think that you need only the voice to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's a whole image. Like you have to have the whole image. But when it comes to women, I think people focus mostly on the voice. Yeah. So with that, like in my conscience, that I definitely feel like that's one of those things that is on the forefront for me. Although I don't let it like kind of dissuade me or anything. I just kind of exist.
But as a defense, to that woman and man topic, I think women are the only one that were able to break glass with their voice. As a man,
What do you mean?
like
Like literally breaking.
No, it was
Like-
actually broken by a man, wasn't it?
Was
what?
it?
Yeah.
Oh my
Or no,
god.
the highest note was completed by a man. It was like a
What?
D5. No, not D5. Higher than that.
I thought
See,
we
I didn't
couldn't.
know
I
that.
thought we couldn't.
Yeah, this guy was playing the
My
piano
bass
and he
ass
was
is- Oh,
he was
no.
doing whistle notes. The highest note was done by a man.
Oh shit.
Well, also, fun fact: men have like that's why falsettos are beautiful. Any man who sings really use your falsetto, man. Falsetto is like the higher register of your voice.
It's like that.
Or like.
Falsetto is up high. You know the song?
Yeah,
Yeah. That song. But men have falsetto.
Yeah.
Like, especially typically men who have a deeper voice have a really dope falsetto because it's rich. And it just sounds so full of life. So, I lost my train of thought.
Falsettos.
Yeah.
And the thing I thought I assumed that women were the first ones to break a glass.
Oh
with
yeah,
their voice
no,
and
yeah,
stuff like that.
probably the glass, yes. But I mean, the highest note was done by a man, and men have falsettos. Like I always tell him that he should really use his falsetto. But...
Yeah.
Start making some R&B.
Listen, man, I'm on the wave, bro.
Well,
It's your boy, chocolate
wait,
drop.
doesn't Daniel Glover, China's Galbino, that does
Oh, for
falsettos
sure.
too?
Mhm.
Nice
Sure.
falsettos. Yo, shout outs to Daniel Galbino too. He just won
Donald
the Grammys.
Gambino.
I mean Daniel Glover. Daniel Glover. Sorry, I'm just so horrible with
It's all
names. You guys
good,
already know.
It's all
Yeah,
good, bro.
we're-
Come on.
And yeah, he just won the Grammys. You know, it's big shout outs to homie. It's,
Well,
it's
yeah,
hard for
Nah,
some
he's
of us.
dope.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
it's
crazy.
You know, his
He's
dad-
a really
his dad
like
just passed
versatile
away.
artist. Oh, really?
His dad just passed like a month ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and people like because he like postponed his tour, like he like kind of paused it. We're talking mad shit. His dad died,
It's like, come on, leave that guy some
and
space.
he was being really quiet about it. And his dad died, and apparently like he announced it at a concert, and he like broke down at the concert. Twitter is not 100% always right
Fact.
because it's the internet, but it's what
But
I
it's
read.
always
Twitter's
the
wild.
quickest.
It's what I read.
Exactly.
It's always the quickest
Twitter's
with
the
the
quickest,
info.
not the most accurate.
Yes.
No, the internet in general, but Twitter definitely not. But yeah, no, that's what I read, that his dad died and he announced it at a concert. I imagine something as heavy as that is true.
Yeah.
That he broke down at the concert and yeah, his dad died.
I mean, if any of my parents die, I'm going full Kanye. Like, it's gonna be a dark time.
It's rough. I mean, okay, so my dad recently died. My dad died in June.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, it's cool. I mean, my dad, he's around. He's probably in this room right now. I fully believe in that. But he's taught me a lot, you know? And even when it comes to music, like after he passed, I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, well, this mentality of really going for what I have, like what I want in this world, it's like, I'm gonna die one day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hopefully surrounded by people that I love, like he did, you know? But overall, no matter what I did, he wanted me to be happy, and I think that, you know, like, it's really easier said than done. It's one of those things that's like, well, duh, your parents would want you to be happy, and if they die, it's like, when it actually happens and you know what it feels like, it's definitely one of those things that actually puts the fire under your ass, you know what I mean? You know how people say that you have the most motivation when you have kids because you have mouths to feed.
Yeah.
And I think that, although, I mean, I don't have kids, but I have a dead father, and I think that is not the same thing, but it compares. You can use
it gave
the
you that
same
drive.
feeling, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I've always had drive, but I haven't been this happy or this, I use quotes because it's like, I don't like the word happy. I haven't been this
It's like-
motivated
Yeah.
since I traveled the world when I was 19, and I'm 22. So, like, I'm dead ass trying to, like, do what I want to do to make me happy, and I don't care how long it takes me,
Yeah.
you know?
And speaking about, you know, you getting out there and stuff like that, do you guys have any events you guys plan to get in, wedging yourself into?
I
Any
think
recent?
that SoulNite's happening again soon, and we've been reinvited, and we don't know when it is, but we will be
Yeah.
practicing tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
We'll be rehearsing, which I'm
Awesome.
excited about, and we
Favorite
have a few
duo
new
back at
songs. We have a few new songs, for sure. Yeah, we've been like, I think...
So it's like your songs, like few your songs you guys wrote, or songs you guys been practicing.
Yeah.
One day.
One day.
We love covers, though, honestly. I love doing covers with this
It's
guy,
really
because
fun.
we rework shit, like...
You guys
Like,
really
I'm like,
make-
oh, can we do a reggae part in this thing? Like, it's
Evergreen.
like... Yeah, that's
Yeah.
still in the works, but, like, covers are one of my favorite things. I love to do originals. This guy writes songs. And I'm getting into writing songs, you know?
And what does it take to write songs? How do you know you write songs?
Bro, it takes a lot of.
Because I'm thinking I could write poems, so I could write songs. You know, what you know, like.
I honestly... Go ahead.
It takes so much time. I was in a band called Lord Vessel. Wait, do you play Dark Souls?
Yes, that's what
Let's go!
Nuri Wes. I was like, bro, Dark Souls. I played all the Dark Souls. I was a PvP god. No,
Bro.
Yes, I did.
Bro.
Dude's nodding over here.
Freddie knows I'm a Dark Souls. Yo,
you guys are my niggas, bro. So yeah, I was in a band called Dark Souls.
I mean, the Lord Vessel.
Lord Vessel. And it was a 2-piece band. It was just me and a drum player. So it was instrumental. Like only like 3 songs had vocals, but like the rest of them were just guitar and drum. And so whenever I wrote the songs, it was like musically, not rhythmically, but musically, it was me writing them.
Yeah.
So like I would sit down in my room and like just for hours write, and then come to practice and be like, hey bro, what you think? And then we work on it. Back to my room, write. And I have a song I wrote called Snowfall. That took me like a year to write.
I haven't heard that one.
Jeez.
Have you shown me that one?
I don't think I have.
I love Summer, My Dear. Oh, I love that
Has this
song.
ever happened to you that you have a melody? You might be singing it, you might say it. I don't know, where moments later you try it again and it's just not.
Bro.
You're like,
You
what
have to record
happened?
it.
No,
You
I
have
have
to
to record it. Yes,
you have to
you
record
record it,
it.
right?
Exactly.
I
You
knew
learn it
it.
the
I
hard
knew
way.
it.
As a
I'm like,
musician,
hard
that's
way I
the
learned
worst
that.
thing that could happen to you. You spent hours just, coño, y qué?
like, I can get it back.
Yeah, no, deadass. And when you record it and you listen to it again, you're like, that's the fire shit that I listened to that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can work both ways where you don't remember exactly what it is, but you find something cooler. Or you find something that you fuck with more.
I see.
Yeah, like, I mean, I write music. I'm a poet. I grew up, like, in writing workshops, and I'm a writing mentor for kids in Lawrence. So I write a lot of poetry, and I'm really good at that, but I'm really judgmental. I'm a Virgo. I don't know if that applies to anybody else, but it applies to me.
Virgo's judgmental?
No,
I'm learning this.
Virgos are perfectionists, and that's me.
Fucking
Yeah, I'm the ill perfectionist. So like, I've been getting into producing music lately.
Yeah.
Which is where all that equipment, all the money that I've been putting toward my equipment, and I have a bunch of beats that I've started that are just sitting there, because I know one day I'm gonna go back to and be like, shit, no.
Yeah,
But I'm like, I have beats that are done that are not done.
I see. I just started, maybe 70%
Same
done.
thing with poems, same things with songs, same things with everything.
I see.
Yeah.
work piles up when you write songs.
You know, it's hilarious because I used to write poems. Like, a lot of people don't know me as poem, but I literally have a note that you go like this. And it's
Yeah.
little things that I will write, just how I'm feeling. I write a paragraph. Even in Spanish.
It lags because it's too much.
Even in Spanish. But mind you, it was when I was very young I started this.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
at this age, and I don't do it anymore.
But have you ever gone
So when
back and looked at them and been like, yo, this is kind of fire?
Yeah, some are fire. I'm like, some of them are fire. Some of them are like, whoa, I was really young.
I didn't get to a dark place because I go back to notes and be like, damn, it was a hard day. That was a rough day. Like, it's timestamped, like June 21st. Like, that's rough, you know.
And you can see your stages, like your mental feelings. I'm like, wow, around this time I was really angry.
Yeah.
Around this time, wow, I was a slut. Around this time, wow, I was really on my shit. You know, like
You said I was a slut.
You know, it's just like there's different times. And I'm just here, and then when I stop, it's mostly now more it's more improv. It's more on the spot. Like like I'm not a rapper, but put me to rap. You know, I'm not this, but just like I've been really honing in on what is on the spot things, and sometimes I like to name it hip hop, and that's not the right thing, but because they say hip hop is dead and stuff like that, and everything has to be perfect. You know, blah, blah,
you know what I realized real quick?
You know,
anybody that says any genre is dead hasn't been looking deep enough into the genre.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there are subgenres. Like they split off. It's like it's like insane how
even the things that are popping, and some of them might be ignorant or ignorant, like some people might say.
Good word.
They're grabbing their samples from some old school shit.
Oh, for
some
sure.
civil rights clip or something. It's like, yo, these guys
sampled,
you know, these guys are put out there.
Nothing's original. So no genre is dead because it also exists.
Exactly. It's just evolving in a different way. Yeah. We don't rap bar stands for sentences anymore. Yeah. Now it's sense of question. Surprise.
Now it's like a one-verse song.
Yeah, interludes. The entire album is just 1 minute interludes.
And it's just like, okay, that was an interesting experience. I mean art is art, right?
Yeah,
it's like how it makes you
really
make
an art form.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing for me. Like, one thing that I really want to get into is making an album. Like, I've been trying and just doing different things and just really getting my feet wet. And just trying different things, different forms. He's been on some of my tracks, and like they've really added so much to it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Do you guys believe albums deserve themes. So if you were to
Yes.
make your own, there's like, you know how
That's
albums
what
no
I'm
more, they
saying.
don't have it. Yeah, I
That's
used
what
to
I was
read the
trying to
album,
say.
and it was like a story kind
That's
of.
no, they still are. They're works of art. You can't.
I feel not
like,
all of them though. I feel
no,
like some of them
okay.
I miss it. Like I try to like reading the lines, but come on, how is this connected with the last thing? It's like, oh nah, this is a random album.
When I listen to music, when somebody says, "Have you listened to so and so?" I have to listen to the whole album before I say, "Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck with them."
In order.
In order.
Because you're
In
supposed
order.
to get the
Transitions are
message.
important.
Yeah, I mean,
Transitions
fucking
are
Channel
important.
Orange. Start the fucking the PlayStation entrance.
The PS1.
Yeah. Come on, like that's a whole story. If you start on song 2, you're gonna miss that. And you're like, oh shit's starting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the whole point. And then when it's ending, when he ends it, the song is literally called End. Like, come on. You
That's
know,
pretty
like
dope.
I mean it's not everything,
Yeah.
but a lot of artists do that.
I
And
feel
I
like
love that process.
And
In the
if we're
90s,
talking
they used
about,
to do
like-
it hard.
Talking about albums with concepts, do you like Kendrick Lamar? That
I
might
was
be-
literally gonna tell
Bro.
you, Kendrick
Bro.
is one of the few that just still adds the whole
He
story. I
did
was
it.
like,
He did it with Good Kid, Mad City.
oh my god, like see, that's the vibes. That's the vibes.
Soundproofing.
Oh my god, nobody saw that.
It's all good. It's all good. That's
Bloopers.
That's a blooper tape. But he did it with Good Kid, Mad City, and he did it with To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm gonna say it's now he tried to do it with Damn. I don't think it worked as well in Damn. But To Pimp a Butterfly, I'll say this on record, is like top 5 greatest albums of all time.
Pimp a Butterfly.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Okay.
I don't
used to listen to
understand
that
how
shit
people
at
can
school.
listen to that and be like, yo, this shit trash.
Oh my god, absolutely
Nah,
not.
nah,
no,
nah, nah, nah,
no,
nah.
Like, bro,
nobody
literally-
says
And this try, they probably want to get drunk and
From
do
the
this shit.
beginning
Like,
of
they
the
don't wanna...
album to the end of the album, he's telling you the poem that he wrote. And after like every song, it'd be like, you know, I remember you was conflicted.
Yeah.
I remember you was yo.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Right?
give me
But
chills.
he
I'm
gives
like,
it parts piece by piece, and then whatever
Yeah.
piece he ends on, the next song builds off that topic.
For
it's the same way he had that Tupac like
And by the end
oh,
of it, yeah, it turns out he's reading the poem to Tupac.
yeah, man.
And he's
yeah,
having
I'm
an
getting
interview
chills.
with Tupac
Yeah, I
about
was...
issues that were going on back then that are relevant now. And the last question he asked, Pac doesn't have an answer. Because we never have an answer for these things. Like, bro!
Yo, I just got jokes like, yo. And that's what I mean. And that's what I mean. The albums of today, I feel like we need more of that.
Yeah.
And that's why.
They're definitely there. They're
Okay.
definitely there.
It's always you gotta search for them.
You gotta
I just
Right,
felt, I just felt like back in the day, hip hop had it more. I'm not hip hop, rap culture. You know, like
I personally feel like it's all a bandwagon with a lot of things, which isn't a bad thing. You know, I think that a lot of people always, you know, that whole, it's a whole meme now, just being like, I followed him when he had 2.5 followers.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
2.5.
Yeah. Like when people.
Half a follow.
Yeah. Yeah. People that are just like, oh, like I knew him before you liked him, but it's like, yeah, no, but that's the whole point. You know, this dude's like Kid Cudi, like reaching the masses. You know what I mean? Like now, I was definitely one of those later people. You know what I mean? And I still get those insults that people are just like, oh yeah, but I remember when he I was there first, and it's like, okay, you were there first. I'm really happy for you.
but he needs more fans.
But like, it's great that he's reached out this far because his message is really important. You know, he's been through a lot. I mean, we all have, but the fact that he has this message and he's really transparent about it is really helpful. You know.
Yeah.
And the way that he goes about him being an artist in his business, you could see he's being true to himself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see him being a sellout.
Scott,
Yeah.
that boy Scott.
My boy Scott ain't no sellout. Bro. If
Transparency
he
is
wants
such an
to,
important thing.
Transparency for sure.
you know,
Can I
that's.
ask you a question?
Go ahead, man.
You were talking about how, like, back in the day you felt like it was more of a thing to make, like, a concept. Because it's called the concept album, essentially.
Yeah,
Right? Where you pick a theme and you stick with it through all of it.
yeah.
Do you think that the 90s was the golden age for hip-hop?
I think 87 and the 90s was a golden age.
Elaborate.
Because I have some people that, you know, these guys trying these new flows that are saying, now you're like, yo, wow, this guy's blowing up. His flow. Those flows were old.
Yeah.
They're just updating them. Like, let's say DOS effects. I don't know. DOS EX.
Yo. That's
you know,
Migos.
you know, flows like that. Like, you know, guys going like ham, like, and inside the track, there's a message. There was always a message in their tracks. Like, let's say, the other track, this was probably older. It's probably, I don't know if this was the 70s or 85,
What
but,
was it?
I'm smiling, but the ain't damn thing funny. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know, like, damn, it's like,
I know, it's in the back.
you know,
I can't.
like, it's that famous chorus, it's like, yo, I'm smiling, but ain't a damn thing funny. Like, you know, one of those tracks, and it's like, he had his own flow and stuff like that. And I also see was it the Goonie Boys that had a story? Crap, you used to put it on all the time, Fred. It's like these three guys, the Lost Boys. I think, yeah, the Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys. Yo,
storytelling and the whole freaking album. I'm telling you how they went about it. And so to answer your question, that's why I go back a little bit, like 80. I'll even say 85 to like 2000s, because I'm a big Wu-Tang fanboy sometimes. Yeah, bro. You know, and stuff. But to answer your question, that's how I will answer it. You know, like so. Yeah, like at least 85. 15 years after that was a real golden age. I'm not saying there's not a golden age now.
No, because you could think about it as that was the age when
I felt
hip hop started in like the late 70s.
Yeah.
Really started to find like a commercial thing in the early 80s. And then I'd say from the period that you described, 86. The late 80s to the like early 2000s was when it blew up. But it was like you were taking conscious people out of the hood, putting them in the spotlight, but they still had that attachment to the conscious side. And then after that, it's when some of the conscious stuff started disappearing and the mainstream appeal started going in more.
And that's interesting. It's almost like if, hip hop blew up. We were more artists and entrepreneurs, and the more this box feeds us more money. It's like, yo, even if we want to be a rapper, we have to be an entrepreneur now.
Yeah.
If I want to be an artist, I have to be an entrepreneur now.
Yeah.
If I want to do this, it's like entrepreneurship is so prominent that it has to be a fighting thing. And back then, it's like, I felt, you got paid entrepreneurship, but look how Redman is living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, back then it was just, that art flowing and people loved you for that and stuff like that. And it's like, and they showed you how, in order for you to survive, you need some entrepreneurship skills that are like,
you need to be able to promote.
Exactly, and stuff like that.
You need to have an image, as we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Like, so you really need to have a whole image to really sell what you're trying to get to. You know what I mean? It's the whole vibe. It's the whole thing, you know?
And since now there's more, I don't know if this is even politically correct, but there might be a lot of people in it that now you need more sharpened skills to survive and to pop out.
Yeah.
You know, because now with YouTube, anybody can learn anything.
I think it's a lot. It has a lot to do with who you know. Mind you, compared to the industry, I'm nobody. You know what I mean? Like I have an image that I'm trying to promote when it comes to my music, but I don't know much compared to so and so who has it big. But even then, like, I personally feel like it's who you know. Yeah. You know, a lot of the opportunities that I've had in the past 5 years really have to do a lot with who I know.
I see.
Like, I got to travel the world on a $30K scholarship simply because I knew people.
That's cool.
Yeah. I knew people at the right time. I was in the right spot. And they were like, hey, we have this opportunity, $30,000, you don't have to pay a dime, and you can travel the entire world on a ship. And I was like, sign me the fuck up. And I didn't have to do I was already in. They're like, you're already in. Just make the application. I was like, that's bien. I'm there. I did it. And I didn't spend a dime. Not in debt for that shit.
Okay, it took me 17 years to visit my country.
That's my point. My point is like, you have to grind, right? Don't get me wrong. Grinding's important. But if you're in the right spot at the right time, that can get you, you don't know what your next opportunity is.
It's true.
And I think it's really important to see it that way and ask as many questions as possible.
Yeah.
Because you'll get whatever the fuck it is you want, honestly. You just have to, like I said, you have to really try to navigate every situation the best way possible. Or what you think is good from moment to moment, you know? Yeah. But I actually wanted to take it back a little bit, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead. This is your episode. You can do whatever you want.
¿Está bien? No, I'm joking. When it comes to rap in general, I'm not a rapper. I wish I was sometimes, but because I think rap is so cool. But mainly on the poetry side of rap, because I'm a poet and I took for a while I was a creative writing major. And we talked about poetry and how it has to do with hip hop and rap and how it really developed and how rappers changed poetry, which is super dope. Literally, rapper like Kanye, fucking Eminem, like back, I don't know what the time period is, but back maybe the 70s or 80s, like it was like one line, dun 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 dun. It's like AB style.
Where who are you messing with?
Yeah. Not even that. That rhythm is even then too like advanced.
Eminem figured out how to rhyme orange.
Yeah, we all know that. We don't know that one.
Eminem was in the stew like
orange.
No,
I'm like,
But so there are technical terms for poetry that I don't really have on the top of my head right now. But like the idea that you can make like first it was like ABAB, where like the first line and third line rhymed, second line and fourth line rhymed, and then that was the whole song. And then some people do AABB, which is like first and second, third and fourth. But then it's like A, and then the middle of line 2 rhymes with A, and then it continues in a weird, obscure way, and then the last one rhymes with the first one.
Yeah.
Biggie did a lot of that.
Yeah. And and it's like it transformed, and then even Kanye, what is the song? Gold Digger.
Okay, yeah.
The line, the Jennifer Lopez, like Jennifer Lopez. He said Jennifer Lopez, like that.
Just
you know what I mean? That line. I don't know exactly what the lyrics are because I can't think of them right now.
Jennifer
but like
Lopez.
the lines before that, how he like it's so
keep
cool.
The flow.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
Words.
So I just think that's so interesting to think about. Like as a person who really likes to write music and struggles, tries to be a perfectionist, but also appeal to an audience that I want to have. Because your audience is important. It's cool to think about how rappers literally were like, oh, I'm going to do this, and you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I don't know what the process was for each person, but it's cool how these people's minds work this way, and they literally created an entire new genre, like, not genre, a new era of, they helped with the era of rap, and they changed the whole scene and how it works. Super cool.
I have so much respect for rappers, bro.
Right?
I do, especially the guys who go down to Boston. I mean, I've seen some scenes here, but people really go to Boston and go to a certain spot to battle rap.
Yeah.
Like they go, they pay money, and there's a whole bunch people talking shit, and they'll rip you out, and they might not know you, and they know something. They right there on the spot, they're gonna shred you, just like oh my god.
Battle rappers are some of the most dangerous niggas on earth, bro. You might get jumped, but a battle rapper will hit you with a line 2 weeks later and be like, that nigga don't know me, bro.
How do you know? Hey, things like that. Shout outs to Jonah Lucas too. He came from a lot of that grind and stuff like that. And I have a lot of respect for battle rappers. And a random question, Wes.
Yeah.
You said your previous group was Lord Vessel.
Yeah.
Are you in a band right now?
Yes, I am.
And what's the name of that band?
I'm in another band called Daigara.
Daigara. That sounds like a dragon.
Yeah, spelled Dygara. And it's 5 people in the band. Me, my boy Kev, my boy Josh, my boy Pete, and my boy Herrick. And we're a metal band. Like we're like with like the screaming vocals. Okay. Yeah, we're all that, and we're based out of the area. I think the furthest one away is our boy Pete, who lives in Merrimack.
And that genre, metal.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could explain it a little bit for people that might not know what metal is, that might be ignorant looking at it, and they're just trying to get, what I don't get it. How can I get it?
Bro, this is my favorite thing. Because I love putting people on who don't like something. I love being like, all right, but think about it like this.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to get right now, man.
Yeah,
so, obviously, metal is just a very heavy genre. It has to do with a lot of distorted guitars, screaming vocals, like crazy shit like that.
You're gonna die.
A lot of people listen to it and be like, yo, I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but like that's kind of the point. Right? So basically, one of the biggest points I always try to make is, have you ever heard like a hard ass beat in a song where you're like, yo, like you make the face where you're like
yeah.
That's how you should try to come to metal.
Okay.
Because metal, especially nowadays, metal is all about groove. Like a lot of bands will try to make riffs that will just make you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Like scrunch up your face and just bob your head like crazy. And a lot of metal, all right, I'm going to take it a little bit back because I like to consider myself a metal historian.
Go ahead, man.
Right? In the late 90s, there was a fad called nu metal.
Okay.
And nu metal was bands like Linkin Park, bands like Limp Bizkit, bro. Linkin Park. Bands like Limp Bizkit, Korn, all those groups. And what they did was they mixed elements from rap into metal. So these were dudes that were wearing like Adidas tracksuits, who were out there screaming crazy shit on stage, talking about beat the fuck out of each other. And that stuck around.
Yeah.
And a lot of metal is based around groove. A lot of metal is based around just like... Metal loves to push things, right? That sounds super abstract, but like people that make metal... they love to be like, yo,
what's the next level?
yeah, literally.
What's the
They're like,
next
all right,
level?
bet. I made you scrunch your face, but can I have you do that for 3 more seconds?
This is like,
So
why
they'll
do I
play
need
the
to
same
extract?
riff, but they'll play it slow and make it like mad, like grimy. So you just be like, yo, this nigga's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
And,
cool
like,
to watch live.
Yeah, it's
like-
super emotional.
I mean, like, I'm not really into it too much. Like, I didn't grow up with it. And I personally feel like one of those people that's like, if I didn't grow up with it, like, I will enjoy it, but I won't seek it out. But when I happen to be in the room when they're rehearsing,
Yeah.
like, next to his boy Josh, who's just, like,
Josh is an animal.
he
Shout out
he
to
is
him.
an animal. That's, like, the perfect word to
Yeah.
describe it. And he's super quiet and humble in real life. He's like, how are you? You know, like, he's, like, super
I don't
sweet.
know where mask off.
Yeah, no, he's there. He has his leg up on the amp, and he's just like, like it's like crazy.
Fuck.
Like I remember sometimes I'll just be sitting next to him and watching him, and his fingers are literally doing this up and down. It's crazy, and it's super cool to listen to because you have to really listen to it. There's so much going on.
It's like Dragon Force.
They
type of thing.
change
Yeah.
they change the time
Literally.
signature 1 billion times in one song.
So like
which
you'll be
is-
bobbing your head to like a normal thing.
Yeah.
We'll switch it up and be
And you'll be like, wait,
am I
this
on the
isn't-
beat? Am
yeah,
I?
this isn't working anymore. It's so
And the thing
cool.
is, I wasn't into metal.
Yeah.
I really didn't like metal.
You didn't like that Christian rock?
I didn't. What's funny is there's Christian metal bands, and they used to be popping back in like
Jesus.
Yeah.
literally just like that. I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna
can
lie.
fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to not be into metal, and my boy Kev was like, try this out, and it was super out of my element. And I went in because I'm like I consider myself a jazz, rock, R&B fusion guitarist.
Yo, that's a
That's that
mix.
shit.
That's
That's
that.
Because I love jazz, I love
Same here.
R&B so much, and I love rock. So that was where I focused myself. And my boy's like, yo, you want to be in a technical metal band? I was like, wait a minute.
Technical.
I joined. And again, my boy Josh is a beast. Like, he'll play something like, and he'll be like, all right, bet, try it out.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yo, just give me a month.
like,
And I stuck to it, and I've been working on it, and like, it's just interesting. There's a lot of passion that goes into the genre, which is why I found myself like attracted to it.
Mhm.
I see.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I just love that about your shit. Like this is dope.
Like-
Like this dude just literally you can the more I hang out with him and rehearse with him and then I see him go home and like I just see how much he posts and how active he is on like music, you can tell that he's genuinely so passionate about it.
Yeah.
And that's like that shit you really have to I'm gassing you up here. You really have to have that passion to really be productive and he has that mindset that he's like I will learn it, just like give me time.
Yeah.
And he gives himself patience as much as
That's
he can,
dope.
from what I can
That's
see.
dope. Like, I can't say I'm a fan of heavy metal, but I know the
No
ones
worries,
that
bro.
I appeal to me
Yeah.
are the ones that they're merciful enough to have breaks.
Yeah.
There's some that are like boom, boom out of nowhere, boom, boom, ding, ding. Like they let you rest, and they're gonna bring it up.
That's the type of music I
Yeah.
They just bring it back up.
usually
I mean, you
know,
definitely
like-
could. You definitely.
like-
I definitely feel like you don't have to. If you're a fan of music in general, you don't have to necessarily be a fan because, like, if you're in that situation where you're in the same room while they're rehearsing, then you're gonna be like this.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, I don't fuck with this.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like into it. You know.
My number one thing too, I learned this through Drake, right? I don't have to like the music, but I can respect the art.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I take that and I put that in like
Shout
every
out to
single
Drake.
genre.
Word. I
Shout out
feel that.
Drake.
I feel that.
Like I used to
Aubrey
hate.
Graham.
I used to be like, "Yo, Drake is trash." Drake. I'm actually a Drake fan, but I was like, "Yo, Drake is garbage." Blah blah blah. But like, and this is why I said I respect rappers because they put in so much into their craft,
Mhm.
and like, there are dudes that just sit in their houses for hours, just like, not how can I rhyme this word, but how can I make this punchline hit
Mhm.
super hard. Like, how can I make this bar make you go, God damn?
I use Twitter for that, and people hate like Brian. Stop! You're not a rapper. Stop! What are you doing?
Or just like, some clever shit. Yo, I used to not like Lil Wayne. I don't know if that's like blasphemy or not.
No, I feel you. Like I like Drake and Wayne. I started liking them a little bit later on. I mean, I mess a lot with early Wayne and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like,
But even early Wayne, because among like rock fans, we were always like, yo, this nigga Lil Wayne is like the death of music.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like around
But,
this
like-
time when he was blowing up, yeah. And
But-
Drake had the same effect when he was starting up.
And I
mean,
came back
that's
and I'm
what
like, yo,
happens.
I was mad. Wayne's a goat. Like, no, Lil Wayne is like.
Yo, you go
like-
back and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what's cool about him is that
Like,
when he
it's
does
insane.
when he does his recording
Yeah.
and like if he performs live, like he doesn't perform live that often, but when he performs, like not that I know of,
Yeah.
but when he performs live, he's always he asks people for his lyrics because he when he records he doesn't write it down. For the
does
most
it on
part,
spot.
he's just like, this is how I'm feeling, and I'm gonna do it. Like, I've had a couple to drink, and I'm gonna just go for it. That is some talent there.
Yeah.
That is some shit that, personally, I feel
Even
like is
Jay-Z
wired
does
in
it
your
that way.
brain.
Like, it's like basically you freestyle it in your head so many times that it's written here. So you're like, yo, I don't remember. Oh, the first sentence. I know the flow. I remember this.
I feel like.
Bro, do you have some favorite bars? Do you have some bars off the top of your head that you just like, yo, this shit, like.
Some
shit
bars with Lil Wayne. I can't say
anybody in general. Anybody.
Sorry. Hold on. Go ahead.
It's not positive. No.
Go for it.
Like, you know, this is because I like the bars that multiple artists copy off of each other.
Oh.
Like, for instance, Tupac was the first one who says, yo, I'm not a killer, don't push me.
Yeah, that shit's legendary.
Bro, every, you know, like, you know, things like that. And you hear it. And that's what I call hip-hop, when if certain phrases being used again by certain artists in a different way. Or, you know, J. Cole will pay homage to stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's some rappers that they understand hip-hop. So they say this guy blew up of hip-hop and this ain't Rash. He's doing his album, but out of nowhere he'll use the same word or the sentence of the name of that song and use it in the song to continue the flow of what hip hop is. And I feel that's what hip hop is. Like, it's like a whole dictionary of all the sick shit. And you just, when you own art, how can you add a little bit of that in your music and just push it down the stream and stuff like that?
Yeah, man.
But damn, like lyric for lyric, on the spot. If it's not like a Tupac quote, like I really can't tell you off the spot right now, cause I'm just gonna go with like, oh, Gunner, yeah, that's what I've been listening to recently. Yeah, I could tell you something. But that's just it, you know, like yo, shout out to Gunner and everything, but it's like we're talking about big genre right now. And I wouldn't.
Massive.
And I don't want to disrespect it with some recent shit, you know, because I know I have a lot of favorites that I still hear these new artists change the words around to make it seem like they're the one who said it.
I mean, there's a Uzi, because like you could pick bars from like ignorant shit or like lyrical shit, and it's still in. There's a Uzi bar where he was like, back in the 6th grade, I had the bad grades. I was in love with my tutor. Like, that's just lit. Like,
it's like, I'd be like, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Like, yeah, I also love my tutor.
That's a Neon Guts song?
Yeah.
Neon Guts,
Bro,
I love that
shit.
song. Yo, yeah.
That's my shit.
Yo, that track has some nice flow.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
positive.
Pharrell, though, because Pharrell, anything that nigga touches is like magic.
Even when, so I was speaking about Pharrell, there was a song he did with Swali, something in Swali called Chanel.
Yeah.
Yo, that ass verse. He's like, hey, you young kids are doing your thing, but this is, he wilded out of that verse, yo. He wilded. I'm like, yo, Pharrell, you still got it, man. You still got it. But, yo, guys, this was a great music conversation, man. You guys have any shout-outs? Any shout-outs?
Sorry, I was on my phone because I was trying to find a lyric for this one artist.
Go ahead. No, you know what? We'll wait for that.
I can't even find it. But, shout-outs first or artists first?
No, you just continue talking. It doesn't even matter. Shout-outs is the last thing we do.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I'm ready to talk however long. I don't give a fuck. I'm here for it. But Benjamin Clementine. He's, have you listened to him yet? Which songs have you heard?
The one you sent me.
Adios?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Adios. I, actually posted a cover of it on my main channel.
Wait, where can you find you on your channel?
I have 2 Instagrams.
Okay.
But my main one, I would go for my music one because that's the main one that I want people to really hear. 'Cause I don't really post my main one. I just post really funny stories.
Okay.
Like stupid meme shit. But I'm just trying to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And for my music, it's Nuri Tunes, like Nuri Tunes, which I think is really clever.
Okay.
Because somebody used to call me Nuri Tunes.
And the artist that we're trying to find the lyrics to, is that he's fairly new?
Benjamin Clementine, no, he's been around for a bit. He's a modern classical singer. So he grew up on classical piano, and he like produces his own, like he does piano on his song, and it's classical, and he's a poet. So he just turns his poems into songs. And there's this one lyric that I don't have it exactly correct, but it's like, the more you hate me, the more you help me, the more you love me, the more you like do something negative, essentially.
Yeah, right.
And that's like, I love that lyric because it's so true. It's like, because if you love somebody, you'll do anything for them, and they can hold you back. Versus like, the more you hate me, the more you help me, because that's like that fire, like that's that motivation I need.
Yeah.
And I find that so like relevant to me personally. You know what I mean? Like, I personally don't think I have like everybody has haters. I personally don't like really pay attention to haters. I don't think I have any really. Who knows? But
we need haters.
Word, yeah. That's the point. That's the point.
Yeah.
people that throw hate, or even if they don't hate me, but they throw that hate or negativity on me, that's just a fuel. You know what I mean? To just be like, all right, like I'm gonna take a step back, but I'm definitely gonna just like I'm gonna stunt on you for sure.
You know, you're talking about that person. One of the things I'm lastly gonna say. Well, I'm gonna ask you guys, because that person that you just named,
Benjamin Clementine.
I have a favorite artist for that genre. That's
modern classical music.
It's you gotta listen to it. He does like this. It looks like it sounds classical. He plays the piano mostly, but it's
What's his name?
Rob Dugan.
Okay, I gotta look him up.
Wow.
Yeah, Rob
I gotta
Dugan.
check that out. I never heard that name.
Rob Dugan, and he was the one who made the beats for some of the Matrix song tracks, like, but like when he does his own thing, you could see like he says the deepest things. You just like, oh, like, you know, it's just like, oh, he was the one who did the clubs of death, clubbing you to death. It's like a beat. Yo, it was so famous. They put on everybody's soundtrack when they did the little video fighting or something.
This entire conversation,
like,
I wanted to just play songs. I just wanted to be like, yo, listen to this. It's just like,
yeah, yo,
People's fire, bro.
Damn. But Rob Dugan, yo, he's an oldie, man. I mean, he might be a little dark, but like it's good music, you know. And it reminded me a lot by the person you just said. And with that being said, guys, do you guys have any shout outs?
well, shout out to myself at Nudie Tunes on Instagram, but also shout out to my mom, Nudies, for literally supporting me in everything that I do. Like, I will say, even though this is a long shout out, but I will say that you know how a lot of parents are like, don't do music, it's not realistic, or don't do this thing, don't follow your dream, it's not realistic. Do, like, be an engineer, be a mathematician, do this, be a teacher, do something that will pay your bills because they're worried about you. My mom's the opposite. She's like, don't be this, don't be that. Be a musician because that other shit's not gonna work for you. Yeah. So she's like, let's go on The Voice, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm usually like, nah, I'm not trying to be on those music shows, which is a whole other conversation. Yeah. But my mom is one of them. Like, she is literally my pride and joy. She's just amazing. She's not my child, but she is just very supportive of me, and she's my ride or die for sure.
Yo, shout out to moms.
Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to mom.
What about you, Wes? Any shout outs?
I'm trying to make sure I know a lot of people would be like, Monica, you didn't shout me out. Like,
That's why I'm just saying my mom. That's why I'm just saying my mom for sure. Oh, shout out to Day for introducing us.
Fact. Shout out Day.
Daycloud Art. That's her. Daycloud.
If you want to follow me, you can follow me at Wes Plays Guitar on Instagram. That's where I'm the most active. Literally just nothing but guitar videos. Shout out. This is gonna sound mad funny. Shout out my squad. Y'all know who you are.
You know you are.
Shout out the Dut Squad. That's what we call ourselves. Shout out Miguel, who's my best friend. He comes to like every practice that I've ever been in with like every band that I've ever been in. He just shows up and he just like chills on the side or takes videos.
I didn't know that.
It's the best, yeah.
He's your hype dude.
It's mad lit. Shout out Dagara. Shout out all the homies that have helped me out. Shout out Nuri. Shout out Majimbe. I've been a big fan of the show. You know that?
Yo, he really has though. Like, I don't understand why, but yo,
my whole timeline is him quoting your shit, bro. I hope you know.
Yo, and like, I'm like, yo, I think Wes understands.
LMAO.
Either that or fast.
I'm like, yo, Wes understands the way that I'm throwing this out, man. But yo, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your support a lot, man.
No, shout out this platform, bro. You're doing a good thing, man.
You're trying harder and harder, man.
Shout out to all the views for sure, yeah.
We are little brother. You know what I mean?
But yeah, man. Thank you very much, bro.
Hell yeah, it was nice having you guys. You know what I'm saying? So how do we give? Wow, this may be in a troll. Well, you know, if I cross the line, feel free to do whatever. But like, do I give you like? Do I give you daps or a hug? You know what I mean?
That's some real shit. That's some real shit. That's some real shit.
You know, like shit.
That's some real shit.
Both every time.
Alright, both. On L views.